Hi everyone, I'm recording this video to show the design that I have updated for the email layout. When we have the smaller drawer, we want to kind of improve it, and we did a research that solution validation research for the email layout, and we have a summary here. I have a separate video recorded, and for the overall results, you can check it out. And quickly, I want to say that, like in the research, we confirm that the small drawer is very difficult for user to consume the content. So the small drawer looks like this. So this one, like no one really like it. Is everyone think it's very narrow, difficult to read, and prefer the action. And some user prefer a bigger drawer, and it's like two out of 6, and 4 out of 6 prefer the bigger drawer. So I have a list of the reason here. Like, I think we should prefer with email. First is most preferable. Secondly, because the reason people gave for the bigger drawer is that they get used to the table layout, or it's very similar to Microsoft Define what they're currently using. So if this user doesn't use Microsoft Define anymore, uses something else, they might quickly, like, the reason won't be validate anymore. So for the email layout, the user's comment is more like, it's easy to use, easy to digest, easy to navigate, is more on the favorable of the feature. So that's why. And there are some updates I did there. So in the research, what I showed is like this. So if I quickly go to the prototype. So in the research, we found out like there are like one user or two didn't really like click on the show more detail immediately, and one didn't really notice it, and all the others immediately click on it and see the details. So I think like the details is very important for the user. So I think maybe we don't really need to hide it that much at the very beginning. When they investigated, the activity history will be empty. It's not very useful for them, like at the beginning, to actually just hide the detail. So they want to see the detail. And there is one user didn't notice create instance. So I think we should also highlight the action a little bit more. And all of them think those actions are very useful. And download detail is also useful. But I checked, like, the download detail actually is not in our current product. So I separated out, create a new issue for adding the download detail button as a future enhancement feature. So for the current updates, what I did is, so at the beginning, so this is like the view user have, and this is the full like content there. So I just explained it in the full content, like that's easier. It's still scrollable. It's not like we will provide user like this long list. It's still like this, and this part is scrollable. So for easier for me to explain it is I have a summary area still, and those are useful information for the user. I put all the action on the top. So create incidents instead of here is on the top, and incident numbers of all moves on the top. It's more like everything trackable, like assignee, incident, status, everything actionable is on the top. It's easier for user to spot it and see it. And I group the details into 3 sections. Please let me know that's possible or not. We can also do it later. but I think we can like just use Shavon to indicate it's collapsible, but by default we could open it because we know user, when they want to know is a real positive or false positive, they need the details. They're definitely going to expand it. So why not we open it by default for them? So the grouping is based on my observation when I look at the user, how they look for the information. Like basically all of them have the tendency to see, okay, like for example, in the prototype, what they see is they click here, see the details, IP version, those are nice. Those are nice destination label and IP destination. And they were looking for like IP sources and the source IP. So in some of the kind of detail I got some kind of source information, but not all of them. So I think if we can provide the source IP and the source information, it's better we put them together. So if we don't have source IP, we can show it, but we just give a dash or something to tell you that it's not available for some reason. But if we can, we definitely show it. And most information I can find from the example is like a source port, TCP port, source identity, source port, source label. So those information I already see there. So I think we can group them by source and destination details. So it's easier for user instead of for them, like they need to manually go through this. This is the destination information, I'm looking for the source information. And the rest of them, I think, is just general network details about like TCP IP, network policy and those stuff. Those are generally applied for the network information. So let me know like this grouping makes sense or not. That's the observation I have based on the user. So that's my first question, like can we group this way or not? If not, we can still just have a long table and we have details with a Shavon. That's also possible. So basically that's the change. We still have the list. We have the information here, and the information are grouped into 3 sections. And by default, it's open, it's not collapsed, but user can collapse themselves. Or we can decide if user already like changes status into dismiss or something, we can just collapse them. So they can directly see the summary and activity at the first view. So that's something like we can iterate in the future. And this is how it looks like when there is incident, when there's a SANI. So this is like there's nothing there, like user have actions, but if they already have incidents, like this incident number you can click on and the SANI is there. And yeah, this is a SANI dropdown. So this is I think the MVC that we want to change to from the table view to this. And I think the next step is like we can allow user to switch between the table view and the email view, because some user might still prefer like the table view, no matter for what reason they get used to it or something, and they might don't care about small drawer or something. So what we can do is like next step is let user easily switch between them. So that's another thing. And I also have like a pajama issue created. Let's see, I should have it open. Yeah, so new component proposal that I'm proposing. This email view should be a standard component, but it could be like later on, like we don't need to have to wait for the component to be ready. We can start building it and later on we can have the component. So I also linked it in the design issue. So we know that there is a component proposal there. So basically that's it. Thank you so much. And if you have any question, let me know or like comment it on the issue, like with the design. And thank you so much.